light. I left the light on. Hey, everybody, hold on. Welcome. Hey, Joe Hart. Thank you for the like and the restream. It's Friday. How's everybody doing? This is episode 47 of The Nooner. We're going to be talking about prospecting today. Ben DeVolder's here. Thank you for being here. Just putting the final touches on my coffee today. I really should have this on like an IV, right? But I like the taste of it, so. What's up, Ben DeVolder? What's up, what's up, what's up? Thank you for the like and the restreams, everybody. This is episode 47 of The Nooner. I am your host. My name is David Bradley. Thank you for tuning in. So, hey, Ben, tell the kids at home about what you've been working on lately and why that's been important. Would love to see a comment down there. Make sure it shows up on Twitter, and you only got 140 characters. No pressure. So let's get into this deal. We got 2 more people showed up. Let's see who showed up. Can't see. Okay, cool. Hey, for those of you that showed up, let me get a heart. Let me get a favor. Let me get a restream. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. This is episode 47 of The Nooner. I am your host. My name is David Bradley. This is The Nooner. If you are new to this, if this is the first time you're seeing it, I'm coming in here every weekday, Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, and I'm going to be dropping a noontime nugget about either sales or business. Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, and I'm going to be dropping a noontime nugget about either sales or business or life. Okay? The purpose of that is that, hey, if it's 12 o'clock noon on the West Coast, it's 3 p.m. on the East Coast, you've had lunch. I want to give you some lunch for your brain, right? Caffeine might be wearing off. You need some motivation to get you through into the rest of your day, into the rest of your week. So I want to be that guy that gives you that one little nugget, that one little piece of data that you're like, I hadn't thought about that, and now you're jacked up for the rest of the day, right? So I'm here every weekday unless I'm with a client or working with somebody specific and I can't get here. I'm popping in at 12 o'clock noon. These things usually last anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. I try to limit myself to 20 minutes because everybody's busy. If you miss one, hey, we're up on YouTube. It's not a big deal. So if you want to see previous episodes of The Nooner, you can go to youtube.com/Cardone Solutions, and there's a playlist over there called The Nooner, where I'm every stream I'm doing, if I can capture it, I'm throwing it up there so you guys can watch it later and review things that you heard. Because one thing you can't do on Meerkat is rewind, right? So if I can save this for you, this gives you the ability to pop back in later and get yourself some new data. Hey, we got a new face here, Giuliano. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Welcome. Love having new faces on The Nooner. So let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is David Bradley. I'm a sales and marketing manager with Grant Cardone. I've been doing that since March of 2011. Grant's technology took me from barely surviving in sales to thriving in it. So when I got an opportunity to give that data and share that wealth of information with other people, I was all in. So it's an honor to work for Grant. Anything I can do to help you. What we do in our company is we help other companies, increase production simply by finding and handling missed opportunity. We can produce a result somewhere between 15 and 30% in a very short period of time, usually 90 days. So if that's you, if you've got a business, if you're a salesperson and you're thinking, man, how do I pick up another 15%? What can I do? We've got some very, very specific strategies that you can employ. Giuliano is from Brazil. Hey, man, thank you so much for being here. Welcome, and very nice to meet you as well. Hey, I'm a mixed martial arts, Giuliano, and I know that MMA, especially UFC, is huge down there. So maybe we got something in common. Where was I? Okay, so we work for companies. We help them find and increase production, usually 15, 30%, and we're going to help you find and handle missed opportunity, okay? We have never failed in this. Ben DeVolder, who is also hanging out with us today, can attest to that. So a couple other things about me. I'm an author. I wrote a book called How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. You can get that up on Amazon, or you can check out my website, stopdon'tquit.com. This is for the person who is stuck with smoking, and you want to stop. and you don't want to rely on vaping or a patch or gum or drugs, hypnotism, any of that stuff. You just want to figure out, hey, I'm a strong person. I'm strong of character, mind. I can do this. I don't need a pill. I don't need any of that stuff. So this book journals my experience through being a pack and a half a day guy who could not quit to haven't had one since May of 2002. So I'll tell you exactly what I did to do that, how I got my mind right about it, and how you can do it too. Because if I could do it, because I was committed, if I could do it, so can you. So stopdon'tquit.com is the website for that. If you want more about me and Grant, check out cardonesolutions.com. And third thing, I'm the founder of a hashtag called Rich Man's Gym. This is going to be a book. This is my next project. This is about home-based strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. Don't need to go to the gym to look good naked. You can do it right from the privacy of your own home, your garage, or at the local park. And that, to me, is Rich Man's Gym. Ben DeVolder says, hey, if you're not using Cardone University, you're losing money. Trust me. Thank you for that. Love that. Appreciate it. So today what we're going to talk about is prospecting. What is it? How do you do it? And why? Now, there's 4 purposes to it, which I'm going to reveal to you as we get towards the end. But let's talk a little bit about this. So if you're just tuning in and you're not in sales, maybe you've got a business, or you are employed in a company, okay? Technically, even though it may not say salesperson on your name tag, if you are employed in a business, then you are part of the sales team. Does that make sense? Because if they're not selling, if the business isn't transacting and bringing in revenue, then you don't have a job, right? So a lot of people are like, hey, I don't want to work on commission. But the reality is, whether it's an hourly commission or a monthly commission or salary, is just a really soft way of saying you're on commission. Because the reality is, if the company goes under, you got nothing. And the reason a company goes under is because they're not selling. Right? So we're all salespeople and we're all on commission. Does that make sense? So it would make also sense that you as a salesperson in your company would want to help drive traffic and bring in new business, right? So that means what? Prospecting. So let me start with a question though, because this is about sales and business and life. So let me bring this back to life for those of you that are having a hard time wrapping your head around that one, okay? When things happen in your life, are they happening to you or are they happening because of you? Let me give a shout out here to Judith. Welcome, Judith. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your participation in the Nooner today. Very nice to meet you. Looks like a new face. Hey, and Laura showed up today. So, Laura, I'm glad you popped in. Here's the question I'm opening up the Nooner with today, because we're talking about prospecting, is when things happen in your life, are they happening to you? Or are they happening because of you? Thank you for the restream, Laura. So think about that. Are you taking actions every single day to move you towards your goals and your dreams? Or do you find yourself literally trying to move away from the things you don't want in your life? Okay, so I'll just ask that again. Think about it for a second. Every day that you show up, are you moving towards your goal and your dream, or are you actually finding yourself moving away from the things that you don't want? Which one's more exciting? Which one is better for you, right? Hey, I'm moving towards something. I've got a goal, I got a plan, I got a mission, I'm going towards it, versus I need money to pay my rent or my car payment, or you're moving away from something that's negative, okay? So you want to always be moving towards something, okay? So if you're in sales, do you catch yourself complaining about, what isn't, versus looking for solutions? Hey, Lydia, versus looking for solutions as to why you truly want and deserve what you're having in your life. Salespeople have leads that come in, right? And leads are good, right? We like those things. But it's kind of like a faucet, right? If it's not on, there's no water coming out. So if there's no leads coming in, then what? Do you bitch and moan about your boss not being able to bring you leads? Or do you go out and create your own business, right? Do you go out and drive your own traffic? So think about this. Consider this. If the caveman, here's my quote for the day. Hey, Lydia. Here's my quote for the day, okay? If caveman waited for the bear to show up, we'd have never landed on the moon. That's a Nooner original right there. Okay. If the caveman waited for the bear to show up, we'd have never landed on the moon. Meaning if the caveman didn't go out and start hunting, we would have extinguished as a species. Okay? So if you've got a business, if you're in life, right? If you got to hunt, and prospecting is literally about going out and creating your own business. Okay? So if you look in the dictionary, right? Prospecting means to look out for, to search for. Prospect, it's either a verb or a noun, but prospect is the possibility or likelihood of some future event coming. So you want to be prospecting, you want to find as many prospects as you can, okay? So you have a nice full pipeline. Because regardless of how much walk-in traffic your business gets, or how many leads your website produces for you, you literally need to set aside time each day to prospect for new business, to go out there. And so what we'll talk about in a few minutes is the 4 purposes of this prospecting. Now I'm kind of touching on it a little bit, but there's 4 key elements to it, okay? So in Cardone University, which is one of our training platforms that we work with, we talk about prospecting as creating a potential customer or client for your product or service. So you need to be doing something every day moving towards that. Follow? So, but why, really? I mean, what is the point of all that? Why would you want to be doing something like that on a daily basis, right? Shouldn't that, maybe I only need to do that like once a week or once a month, or maybe every 2 weeks I'll send out a big email, right? I'll post something on social. No. This is a daily deal, okay? Success in all things. If you follow Grant Cardone at all, if you've read any of his books, you will hear from him very quickly that success in all things starts with one key element, and that is attention. Okay, and if you're in business, your biggest problem will always be obscurity. Meaning, if people don't know who you are, then they can't buy from you. They can't give you money because they don't know who you are. Okay, and you need attention, and you have to get out of obscurity. Okay, so those should be your number 1 priorities in business. Okay, these are your starting points, right? So the reality here is that if you build it, they will come only works in Field of Dreams. That's only in the movies. Otherwise, you got to be like the caveman, and you literally need to get out. You got to get your meat. Okay? So, if you're thinking right now that, hey, driving traffic, getting leads, that's my boss's problem, that's the company's deal, I want you to think again. Because in 2008 and in 2009, it was everybody's problem. And if you were in sales in 2008 and 2009 like I was, there were 2 kinds of salespeople back then. The salespeople that had a nice full pipeline and a good book of business that they were able to mine and work, and then not just survive, but not have to compromise their lifestyle. Okay? And then there was the rest, who were scraping and hurting and suffering, right? Because they didn't know how to prospect. They didn't know how to drive their own business. They didn't know how to re-engage existing clients. Okay? So that's what prospecting is really about, right? You just don't want to wait for a market to implode on itself and then ripple the entire fabric of the American economy before you decide, hey, I should probably start prospecting. Like, you need to be ahead of that always, which is why I'm saying prospecting daily, very important, okay? So what I'm trying to get you to realize here is this is something you should be doing every single day. Hopefully I've driven that point home, okay? This isn't your boss's deal. It's not the company's responsibility. It's on you, okay? So, and this brings us back to, because we're talking sales, business, and life, you are 100% responsible for what happens in your life, okay? You're in charge of your life and you're in charge of your career, okay? So never get yourself caught pointing the finger at someone else for something you have control over. Right? So there's 4 types of prospecting. Let me just get into this now, okay? You want to be doing one or all of these things every single day, and these all bring you back to your purpose. Number 1. Looking for clients. Vice President of the Keys Automotive Group, Howard Tenenbaum, says to us in a sales meeting one day, he says, hey, look, guys, you're either with a customer or you're looking for one. If there's 3 guys standing over there waiting for a customer, 2 of them are wasting their time. Okay? One of these things that when you hear it, paradigm shift. Okay? Let's see, what am I saying? Okay, you're literally prospecting for someone who is willing and ready to pull the trigger. It's about 3% of a market. Okay, so when you're looking for clients, you're either with a customer, you're looking for one, right? If you're not with somebody, you should be looking for one. And you want to be looking for people who are willing and ready to do a deal. And like I said, that's about 3% of a market. So within your market at any given time, 3%, they're ready to go. You just got to find them. Okay? And handle it correctly, obviously. The second thing we want to look at is attention. What can you do to get attention? Okay? And this doesn't mean you got to go pull a Kim Kardashian and make an adult video and accidentally get it leaked out on the internet. Okay? That's not what I'm talking about. Okay? This is about making sure people know who you are, what you do, and that you provide a service or a product. Okay? So, like the Nooner, right? This is for me to help get attention. Okay? But remember, from the 10X rule, attention is your first step to success. Remember, now there's 3 other things, and if you know what they are, I'd like to hear them from you. Attention is the first step to success, okay? So we're looking for clients, we're trying to get attention for ourselves in our business, okay? And then we're also looking and want opportunities in our prospecting. And what I mean by opportunities is, hey, who's interested in what I got? You don't have to be ready to pull a trigger right now, just who's interested, okay? So here's some stats about that. 6 to 7% of any given market is interested in market and pretty close to being ready to close. They just haven't quite gotten all the data or found the right person yet, but they're here, okay? And if you can find them and you handle them correctly and you treat them right, you're going to get yourself a deal, okay? There's 30% of your market is not in the market, but could be if you work it right, okay? So I've just covered 40% of your marketplace. So of 100 calls that you make, 40% of these people very well could turn into a transaction if you handle it all correctly. Does that make sense? Okay. Fourth thing we're looking for is referrals. Referrals can come from somebody we've done business with or somebody we haven't done business with. Either way it works. But if you're out prospecting, you're making calls, wouldn't it make sense to ask everybody you talk to if they know anybody who's in the market for your product or your service? So if you read Grant's book, If You're Not First, You're Last. Actually, let's just talk about, hold on, let's go back. Grant's first book, Sell or Be Sold. Inside this section on massive action, he's got a whole thing on how to work your power base, which is people that are close to you and in your immediate circle, on how to leverage that to get more attention, create your own leads, okay, and literally work your power base, okay? These are the people that are closest to you. They should be helping you succeed, okay? Then, this other book here, If You're Not First, You're Last, is really a book on how to effectively prospect into a marketplace. This is a good economy. This is a down economy. How do I get known? How do I do these 4 things I just talked about? How do I effectively look for clients? How do I effectively get referrals? How do I effectively get attention for myself, right? And how do I find opportunity? Okay, that's what that book's all about. Now, we've got a real comprehensive course for you to follow inside our online program. So if that's something that's of interest to you, feel free to reach out to me and I can show that to you a little bit. Ben DeVolder knows how powerful that is. But basically, it's getting people to know about you, what you have, your product and your service, and most importantly, that you're the right person for them, that you're a good guy or gal, and that you can deliver, okay? So why doesn't this happen more often? Why are people not out there actively prospecting? Why not? Okay, there's 2 reasons. Number 1, salespeople have not realized that it is their responsibility. Okay, and then number 2, they do realize it, but they don't know how. Okay, so the bottom line here, though, is that most salespeople simply don't know, right? They don't have a solid understanding of the difference between prospecting and selling, or how to do it effectively. So if you're not certain on something, you are going to have resistance to it. You're going to have reluctance to it. If you don't know how to reach out to somebody and introduce yourself and get known, this isn't even a cold call. This is a warm call, right? So, and if you're not even certain about that, then you're not going to do it, okay? Period. Anything that you don't know how to do, are you excited about it? Do you want to go out and do it? I don't. I want to do things that I'm comfortable with that I know about, right? Does that make sense? So, we cover some of the fundamentals of prospecting in that book, Sell or Be Sold. We also cover, we get into grave detail in If You're Not First, You're Last, and then we really blow it up inside Cardone University. But remember, however you decide to study the art of prospecting, okay, whether it's from us or somewhere else, however it is that you do it, you need to know how to do it effectively in a way that it actually produces a result for you and doesn't position you to be that guy, right? Because nobody wants to be that guy either, okay? But the bottom line message that I'm trying to make for you guys today is that you got to make it happen. You cannot wait for something to happen. This goes for anything in life, okay? So do you remember the 4? The 4 steps to creating success. Grant talks about this in the 10X rule. Okay? And if you know what they are, and you email them to me, then I'm going to hook you up with 3 days of free access to Cardone University so that you can actually dig into some of our prospecting material and get a real good sense of what is available to you. Okay? And that's free, no charge. The only thing I'm asking is that you find out the 4 steps to success, as Grant has mentioned anywhere, and it starts with attention. So there's your hint. I need 3 more. Okay? Email them to me. My email address is david@grantcardone.com. And if you get that right, then I'm going to hook you up with 3 days free access to Cardone University on me. You like that? So Monday, I'm going to be back in full swing. I've had 2 days out with clients, but Monday we're going to be back in full swing. I listened to a guy over the last 2 days on a podcast. He dropped on me a bomb nugget. So I'm going to brainstorm it with you guys on Monday. Okay, on Monday, I'm going to be on for like maybe 40 minutes, 20 to 40 minutes. I want to brainstorm this concept with you guys. So share this idea with your friends. Meet me here Monday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, and we're going to brainstorm 2 words: success and freedom. Okay, Monday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, success and freedom brainstorm. Tweet it out. I'm going to start tweeting it out. I want a lot of people on this thing, and I want to brainstorm it with you on the Meerkat. I've never seen a Meerkat brainstorm. I think it would be awesome, so let's do it. Okay, success and freedom, Monday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, right here on the Meerkat. I will see you then. Have a great weekend. Appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. Thank you for the smiles. Oh, hey, Kathy. Let's do some shout-outs while we're here. Thank you for the tweet and the restream. Kathy Adams. Appreciate you being here. Ben DeVolder, thank you as always. Laura, thank you as always. Lydia, appreciate that. Thank you for the follows and the restreams, everybody. This has been episode 47 of The Nooner, talking about the purposes of prospecting. So, hey, Kathy, you coming in at the end. There's going to be a restream of this up on YouTube later on this afternoon. www.youtube.com/Cardone Solutions. Look for a playlist over there called The Nooner. Thank you for the follow, and I would love to see all of you guys Monday afternoon, Pacific Standard Time, where we're going to be talking about success and freedom. See you.